final speaker is Leesa Nelson. Leesa is the teen and child therapist for Compass of Carolina. She'll be speaking about what you can do to help people around you who have suffered sexual abuse. And afterwards, we'll have a Q&A session with all of our speakers.
Good evening. How are you guys doing? Good. I am Leesa Nelson. I'm the child and adolescent therapist at Compass of Carolina. And if you don't know who Compass of Carolina is, we're a private nonprofit in Greenville that serves families who, well, kind of across the board. We have a therapy program for anybody. Parents, co-parenting, marriage counseling, you name it, we got it. We also have a primary, and probably what we focus a lot on, is a family violence intervention program that is a 26-week DSS-approved program for perpetrators of domestic violence and victims of domestic violence. And I get the pleasure of seeing their children. And actually, through grant monies, I get to see them for free. So we get to offer a lot of that. But one of the things that is really amazing about domestic violence is that if a child is grown up in a domestically violent home, the likelihood that they are going to be, or the possibility of them being abused, increases by 50%. So it's prevalent, and 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. So this is a big epidemic. Child abuse is they go hand in hand. So Linnea, thank you for making this possible, for actually doing this and showing what it is and how important this issue is, especially in April. Because if you didn't know this, April's Prevent Child Abuse Awareness Month. So I get the job of empowering you on what you can do. Because it's an issue, we're the people that have to do something about it. We are the voice for those who don't have it. So I'm going to make this simple. It's the end. Try to make it as quick and easy as possible to remember. So I'm going to give you 5 B's. B-E. So what do we do if a child comes to us and tells us, hey, this had happened? First and foremost, first B, believe. Like Linnea said, 1%, those are who falsely accused, and it might not be because they're not it has nothing to do with the fact that they are being sexually abused. There are other things. Children don't lie about abuse. They lie about a lot of things, but being abused is not one of the things they lie about. So the first thing is to believe them and listen. If you're hearing them and you need something to say things like, I believe you. What better way to believe a child than actually to tell a child you believe them? Say things like, thank you for telling me. Thank you for trusting me to be the person that you're going to tell. Always, it wasn't their fault. Always tell them it wasn't your fault. Probably would be one of the main things I hear from children is, it's my fault that I did this. I wasn't good enough. I didn't do this. They're going to find a way that they're going to make it about them. And not because they're self-centered, but because they're trying to grab some kind of control over it. I'm sorry this happened to you. It shouldn't have happened. Don't push for details. And one of the things that Andy says, don't be the investigator. Leave that to the professionals, to the people who know how to do that. I mean, if they're going to talk to you, they're going to talk. But definitely, don't push for details. Take what they give you. That's enough. If a child says, I've been abused, I've been hit, they touched me in a place I don't like, you've got enough. I have a client, she's 16, and she has been holding on to a secret for 8 years that her mother's new husband's father, so her step-grandfather, has sexually abused her. It took her 8 years for it to come out. So at 16, she tells her mom. First words her mom said is, no, that didn't happen. What that did is completely, besides destroy a 16-year-old who had been holding so tightly the secret, she has no relationship with her mom. Because her mom chose her husband's father over her daughter. Even if it wasn't true, it's still a relationship that together. But now this child doesn't have that relationship with her mom. So first B, believe. Second B, be calm. This is an intense thing if you get this. So inside, you're probably internally going to be a little antsy about, oh, what do I do with this? What do I do? Don't overreact. So what can overreacting do? Well, first, if we get so emotional over it, which is okay, but in the moment, be calm. We just put a lot of responsibility on that child. How sad is a child going to be that they hurt us? Somebody that they trusted. So be calm. Overacting also completely destroys trust. I have an 18-year-old who has been through a lot of abuse. She would never trust anybody. So much so that they were sitting on my couch. It was a family session, and her mother was on one end, she was on the other. Her mother went to console her and touch her, and she grew up and wouldn't let her mother touch her. The trust has been completely destroyed. Why? Because mom overreacts on everything. Everything is a big deal. Everything is horrible. Is what she went through terrible? Most definitely. But if her person she's confiding in, the person that's supposed to be there, overreacts and makes it almost about them, what's that going to do? So second B, be calm. Third B, be patient. It takes a lot for a child to muster up the confidence and courage to tell. You might not get all the details. It may take a very long time for this child to talk, to really get to the depth of everything. Be patient with this child. Be patient, seek help. I mean, most of the times, as an adult, I have a hard time putting into words what needs to be said. And I use words for a living. I'm a therapist. That's all I do is talk. Imagine the anxiety that comes with a child telling such a big secret. So be patient with them. I have another client. The trauma was so bad. I saw her for a year, and she didn't say a word. We played 21 questions for an hour for a whole year, a week. Her responses were this, or this. She has told me in-depth things about her because of patience. We're patient. We're on their time, not ours. So be patient. Fourth B, be an advocate. You're the voice for voiceless. Whether you wanted that job or not, they entrusted you. So you get to be their advocate. It's never their fault, but often they can feel that way. And sometimes they just need somebody to tell them and to support them and believe them that it's not their fault. Encourage them to seek the professional help. Medical, children advocacy centers, mental health services, law enforcement. Go to your pastor. Be that voice for them. Be that voice for their parents if you're not the parent. Tell them and encourage them to talk to anybody that they trust. Ask them if they need help seeking some services. You're here, so you have them now. All the lists on the back of your programs are a list of places for them to call. Like Julie Valentine's Center here in Greenville and the Spartanburg Child Advocacy Center. Law enforcement, there's a non-emergency number you can call if you're worried about that. And they can direct you where to go. Fifth, and probably the most important, be their trusting people again. Let them know they're not alone. It's one of the most loneliest places to be. When you are the person that this happened to and the fear that comes with it. So be their trust. Be their trust that adults aren't bad, that people aren't bad, that people will believe and listen to them. So 5 B's. Believe and listen to them. Be calm. Don't overreact. Be patient with them. Be their advocate and seek help for them. And be their trusting people again. You've got that list of people, of services. If you can listen, you've done your job. If you can listen and support, that's what they need. So pretty simple, 5 B's. Now you know, no reason you can't use it. There are a couple things not to say to anybody that are going through things like this. Things like, I understand what you're going through. Well, unless you have been sexually abused, no, you don't. I believe you. I am so sorry this happened. You can understand the depth of it. But don't tell them you understand. Or things like, we hear this a lot here in the South, in South Carolina, Bible bed. God, something like God, well, this isn't God's will for your life. No, it's not. He may use goodness out of it, but no, it's not. See, I know you guys will understand. It may take some time to try to get over it. This is it's embedded. It's stuck. Will they grow? Will they be empowered? Sure. Is it going to take time? Of course. But don't predict they're going to get over it because you don't know. You're not them. Don't worry. It's going to be all right. Time heals all wounds. No. Calm down. Try to relax. Would you relax after something like that? I mean, my 16-year-old, it affected her for 8 years. That's not relaxing, and nor should she calm down about that. Just get on with your life. Time heals all wounds. Be very aware of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Your job is not to have the words. Your job is just to be a support.